Hey guys, it's me, obviously. Sorry. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to rant for a couple minutes because this is what my vlog channel was for. It's for ranting and raving, but mostly ranting. Um, about this total asshole that I was talking to because it just like drives me crazy, and I'm like, especially when the person like doesn't acknowledge that like they're being an asshole, it's like, seriously, like, what is wrong with you that you don't understand how to treat other people? You know what I mean? Like, common courtesy and respect. Like, when you don't know how to do that, that is like a huge problem. Not to mention a turn off, but like, I feel like you're not like being an adequate person here because you don't even know how to, you don't understand and comprehend how to have a conversation that is mutual and that is respectful, you know? So I met this person yesterday, actually on Omegle. It's kind of like chat roulette, I guess, but we did it on text, like just like text mode, so just like IMing basically instead of like video. And this guy seemed really sweet. We had a great conversation, and we just got along very well. And I thought he was super interesting and smart and sweet and funny, and like he was just a really great guy, and I was really excited. And we exchanged each other's MSN, like our MSN things, which I actually joined MSN for him. So yeah, fuck you, I joined MSN for you and you're a total douche. So anyway, I joined MSN for him, and my underwear just fell. Sorry, I was just like looking at it. Okay, so and we were gonna talk there today, and so he came on at about, what time is it now? Like it's like 1:34 in the morning. I mean, he came on probably about like 10:30 or 11, somewhere around there, and basically we just started talking a little bit, and just like random like conversation, and just like lighthearted, like fun small talk type stuff, and it was going well until he wanted to discuss politics, and then I was kind of like, I don't really want to like get into all that, and because it just causes like hard feelings, and um, one of the things too that I've learned is that you can't really like change someone, and that includes their belief system. Like, you can't change someone's beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, a way of thinking about it too, and I read this somewhere, but I don't remember where, like thinking about, how hard it is to change yourself, like how hard it is to make changes in your life. Like, an example, like how hard it is to um, become a healthy eater. Like, it's so hard. I'm currently trying to become a really healthy eater, and yeah, it's totally hard. Like, I am struggling so much with it, and to think about, okay, how hard that is, like, how difficult and impossible is it to change someone else? It's basically one in a million shot. You can't change someone else. I mean, they can change through you. Like, you can tell them something and they'd be like, oh yeah, that really makes sense, and that was insightful, and I agree with that, and like change kind of how they see things. But it's them that makes the change. You're just fostering the change, if you will. And you can't change someone else, though. And that's what I've learned in my approach to politics, and even videos and all kinds of stuff. I take that into account. I don't try to be dogmatic and like, in your face, this is what I think, you better agree or else it is on, man. Like, I don't take that mentality. Like, I take it like, okay, this is me and this is what I have to say about something, and if you don't agree with me, like, that's totally cool. Just be respectful, give me your opinion, I'll like respond to it and like tell you what I think, and maybe we can like learn something from each other. That's kind of how I try to take those kind of situations and handle them, because I've learned dogmatic practices don't really work, and they're totally disrespectful and everything too. They're basically just like shoving their opinion down your throat, and I think that's really not cool. So anyway, he was like insisting we talk about politics. Like, yes, we have to talk about it. And I was like, all right, fine. Like, and like I said already, I was like, I really don't want to talk about it. And he wasn't respecting that. He was please, we have to talk about it. It's like, dude, if I don't want to talk about it, like, just drop it, you know? It's like, what is that a big deal? I'm sure we'll talk about politics at some point, like, relax. And so I did. I let him, like, I was like, fuck, alright. And we were just talking a little bit because we got into it a tiny bit yesterday. Just like, he's a Ron Paul fan and he's like a libertarian and all of that. So we just were kind of talking a little bit about like President Obama versus Ron Paul, and you know, he's basically like shooting down the president for what I consider to be inadequate reasons, but I don't even want to get into that. Basically, he was just like, this is why Ron Paul is better, and this is why President Obama is like not a good president and all that. And I was kind of like, I don't know, I guess defending President Obama because I like President Obama, and just trying to like, a lot of it wasn't even, I wasn't trying to get into a debate. I think too that he kind of wanted to get into a debate and I wasn't really into that, because like I said, it just causes a lot of like stress and emotional what's it, what was the word? Oh, my phone as well. Emotional discrepancy, I guess I'll say. And so I was just kind of offering more of a perspective on like, well, I think when you say that President Obama is at fault for this and like it's his fault for that, you know, I like thinking about how Americans view the president, you know, we kind of take it as like one person's responsible for everything, you know, and it's not the case. It's not how a president should be. It's not how it works either. So, you know, when you throw these accusations at him, it's not, I don't think it's really fair to him, just because also, you know, he is an imperfect person and all that, and I think we have to take that into consideration. I was kind of speaking from that viewpoint versus like, well, here's why President Obama is awesome. I was just kind of trying to give some perspective on it. And he wasn't really like listening. He was just kind of going on. And then he literally typed like 4 paragraphs about the Federal Reserve and why what Ron Paul was doing was good, because the Federal Reserve is basically like just there to like serve the wealthy elite stuff. And you know, and like that's at the end of his rant, he was like, you know, this is why you'll discover that the elite is really the one that like run this country. It's built for the elites and all that. Like saying it as if like I don't know that. And I just came back and I was like, duh. Like, of course it's built for the wealthy elites because they're the one that built it. Like, I don't think that's that hard to figure out. And honestly, I don't think it is that hard to figure out. Like, as soon as you start doing some research on this stuff, you figure it out, you know? And so because that's my honest opinion. I'm like, you know, and first of all, and I'm like, don't talk to me like I don't know this stuff, you know? Because we're supposed to be talking like we're peers and equals, not like, you know, I'm dumber or less smart than you just because I don't like Ron Paul. There are smart people out there that don't like Ron Paul, and there are smart people out there who do like Ron Paul. I'm just saying that stop with the Ron fucking Paul stuff, you know? And then he just went on and on and on and on and on forever about Ron Paul, and he kept going on, and I was like, all right, like, seriously, stop. Like, all his typing was like, stop, 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 and he would not stop. And then finally he did, and I'm like, okay, are you done with this whole like political rant? He's like, nope. And then I'm like, oh my god, seriously? And then after that, I was kind of like, let's talk a little about like political philosophy, so I can just kind of explain like my, like what I view as the core difference between you and I. And I was getting into it, and I think it really made sense. And for a while he was being pretty cool, and he was like, yeah, like, I think we just differ as to how we can achieve equality. And I was like, yeah, like, and it was going really good. And, but then he started with Ron Paul again, which had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Ron Paul is, you know, like, and he threw something in, like, while I was typing, like I said, about, like, political philosophy, and I was talking, like, power and privilege, and he randomly put in something about, how, like, Ron Paul, and was, I don't know, wanted to, like, get, like, Ben Bernanke, who was, like, the head of the Federal Reserve, like, committed for treason, and I was like, what does that have to do with anything, honestly? And he was like, nothing, I just thought I'd throw that in there. It's like, okay, but doesn't really have to do with what we're talking about, so it kind of makes me think you're not really listening when you're talking about, like, random stuff that has nothing to do with our conversation, you know? And then he sent me a clip of Ron Paul, I don't know, at some debate, and I was like, I really don't want to watch this, and I've probably already seen it, because I saw, like, in all the Republican, or most of them anyway, the Republican debates. And I was like, I probably already have actually seen it. And he was like, no, you must watch it. And I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And I watched it, and it was whatever. It was just a clip, like, okay, like a clip of Ron Paul. Wow, like, seriously, I think he thinks Ron Paul is like Jesus Christ. Like, he thinks he's like the friggin' Messiah right now, because it's like everything is like Ron Paul or else it's nothing. And I basically wanted to get back on track with our conversation, and we were. I guess I was trying to like see, like, I was trying to get him to respond to what I was saying. I was like, so what do you think about what I was saying about like power and privilege and stuff? And then he just sends me another Ron Paul clip, and I was like, seriously, I didn't even want to watch the first one. So it was probably not, like, you're not reading social cues well when I tell you I don't really want to watch a clip, and I watch it anyway. Like, I probably don't want to watch another one. And then he was like, please watch it, and then I'll respond to what you're saying. Like, seriously, why are we doing, like, seriously, you're not going to respond to what I'm saying unless I watch the clip? Like, manipulation, whatever. And I was just like, fine, I'll watch it. And I saw it was 6 minutes. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not watching a 6-minute clip. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that is just way too much time. Like, I really don't even care. It was titled something like, why, like, the 45th president should be like Ron Paul or something like that. And it's like, honestly, like, I don't like Ron Paul. I'm not gonna like Ron Paul. And I even, I did explain the whole, like, I don't think we can change each other. I think we're both set in our beliefs, and I'm not going to try to change you. But yet, he's still trying to change me, And I'm like, it's not going to work. I said, like, it's not going to work. I'm not going to like Ron Paul. So, like, he's like, you need to see it because, it's really good, I promise. I'm like, honestly, like, I really don't care. I've done my research on Ron Paul. I've seen him. Like, I don't need to be watching this. So, stop. And he basically, he said that, Ron Paul doesn't get enough media coverage, and, because of that, I need to watch a clip, because I've seen a million things of President Obama and all that, and I haven't seen enough Ron Paul, even though he has no idea what I've seen. And I'm like, well, I watched, like, all the debates and stuff. I've seen Ron Paul, like, plenty of times, and, like, I know what he has to say and stuff. And he's like, this isn't the debates. This is different. It's like, I don't care. I really don't even watch President Obama on TV much. I didn't watch the State of the Union address this year. Like, I don't think I've even seen him on national television this year. Or if so, maybe once or twice, It's like, stop. I don't want to friggin' watch the clip. And he just, like, would not let it go. Like, he would just he's just, like, insisting that I watch the clip. And just kept talking about, Ron Paul. And I'm trying to just tell him, like, can you please just drop the Ron Paul stuff? And, like, yeah, and just putting in more and more and more about Ron Paul and the Federal Reserve and all that. And I basically was like, I felt really disrespected because he wasn't even listening to me anymore. Like, I would say something and then he would just say something about Ron Paul, which had nothing to do with what I was talking about. And I tried to be like, sorry, I'm sending this text. And he just wouldn't drop it, and I was feeling disrespected because he was, like, pushing it down my throat, like, this stupid clip and Ron Paul in general. It's like, I'm like, you're literally shoving this down my throat, and that's just not cool. Like, it's disrespectful. You won't drop the Ron Paul stuff, and I told you, like, I really don't want to get into it about Ron Paul. It doesn't even matter. And then, I was upset, and then he just kind of was like, well, you had many opportunities to, put your thing in about President Obama. And I was like, I don't need an opportunity to, because it's whatever. Like, seriously, I don't really care. Like, leave me alone. It's like, I don't want to put something about President Obama because I know I'm not going to convince you to like him. And it doesn't even matter in retrospect. So, okay, I'm going to run out because it's only like 15 minutes. So I'm going to do a part 2, but, like, this is part 1 of my rant.